What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Drinks with Drea. I'm your host, Miss Drea, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, wonderful start to a new month. Today is August something, I don't even know, but we are still in the first week of August. I just want everyone to be intentional this month. That's something that I'm working more on, being intentional. I actually have a journal that I will probably bring on here one of these days to show you all how it's broken down. I got it from the Dollar Tree. So of course it was $1.25. So they need to call it the $1.25 tree. But anyway, but it breaks down like how is your sleep? How is your mood? Dream big. Clearly think about what it is that you want and just write it out. I'm like, okay, I love this intentionality that's within this journal. So I just encourage everyone to be more intentional as we go into the month of August. Whatever it is that you want to accomplish, whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's more sleep, whether it's peace of mind, more money, great sex, I don't know, whatever it is that you're manifesting for the last few months of this year. The year is not over. Even if those things you put on your vision board has not yet come true, it does not mean that it will not happen. I'm in the same boat as you. We are daily manifesting, daily with intentionals, daily prayer. And I'm confident that by the end of this year, my life will look totally different in the most amazing way. And so will yours if you start being intentional. Okay, I'm no I am no motivational speaker yet. So let's get right into our topics for today. Now, I hope y'all like my microphone. It's so cute and soft. Anyway, this topic we have laughed about, at least I know I have, for the last 24 hours. And obviously, I'm talking about what happened in Montgomery. I was about to say Montgomery, Florida. Montgomery, Alabama. No offense. Anyway, so if you're living under a rock, or if you have decided to take a bit of a break from social media and this is your first day back, let me just rewind it for you so you all know what's going on. So essentially what happened was, there's a big boat. The big boat has not dozens, hundreds of people. They're on, I don't even know if it's a lake, an ocean, a river. I don't freaking know. But they're somewhere in Montgomery, Alabama. This is obviously something where boats come in and boats go out consistently throughout the day. And there was a boat full of people who was trying to dock so they can let people off and get ready to let people on. But there was small pontoon boats, I hope I'm saying that right, that were already at the dock, blocking them from being able to properly, pull up on the deck and get out and do what they had to do. So one of the guys, which they're calling a security guard, I don't know for sure if that is his title, but they are calling him a security guard all on social media. He did his job. He walked up to them. He's like, "Hey, we need you guys to move along because we're trying to get this boat to come here. They're kind of just sitting in there waiting, so please move along." Looking at the interaction, I can't read words. I mean, I can't read words. Child. I can't read lips, right? I mean, plus we don't even see their lips. They're like far away. It's like a camera that's just on the premise for safety reasons, but they happen to share the footage and you just see them talking. At some point, you see the black security guard hitting them with one of these. And when somebody clap in the midst of talking, they letting you know, get your stuff together and come on, because I ain't got time for it. At least that's my assumption. I don't know. It seemed like he was letting them know, like, look, we got things got to keep moving. You don't own this dock. Like, let's go. Going back and forth. He walking this way, they walking that way. You think it's just like, okay, whatever. It's a done deal. One guy gets bold and brazen and decides that he wants to push the black man. Now, mind you, this is not a spring chicken. Okay. This is not, you can tell, I don't see his face clearly and we haven't seen him yet, but I can tell from his movement and his demeanor that that's an older black man. He about 50 something, maybe 60 something. Who knows? People calling him grandpa. I don't know. But he's no spring chicken. This is not a young black man. This is an older black man doing his job. And this white man, who I believe was probably just as old as him, decided to escalate the situation by putting his hands on him. And so this black man takes his hat off. He goes into his fighting stance. And the way he throws his hat into the air, It was literally as if he was saying to the ancestors and saying to his fellow brethren and sistren that were in the vicinity that it's about to go down. Okay. He took the hat, he flung it in the air. People are comparing it to Bobby Shmurda in his hot video. And he proceeds to get busy. Now, as a one-on-one, the white guy throwing some blows, the black guy hemming them up. We're thinking, okay, two old men getting it on. This seems unnecessary, but hey, stuff happens. Then all of a sudden, another white guy comes in, and race is really not important, but it's important in this story, okay? White guy comes up, he jumping in. Then another guy come, he's a younger cat, because he come thinking he's, Batman and Robin, kneeing the guy. They get him on the ground. You could tell this guy's probably some kind of wrestler, but all of this for what? What are you doing? He by himself. So in the midst of seeing this, there's a brother that was coming down trying to just intervene. You could tell he wasn't on that bad energy. He wasn't coming in trying to knock people out. He was really just trying to, hey, I'm not going to sit back and watch y'all jump this black man. But as soon as he pulled up, they ready to swing on him. Like, what the hell was they drinking, smoking, or sniffing on that boat? What is wrong with y'all? But that man, he a big dude. He held his own. He got the black guy out the situation. They walk in the other direction. While you think you got the whole situation figured out, there is Aquaman, which is what they call him now. He's a 16-year-old boy. He in the water swimming because he saw action. He saw a black man on the ground with several white men and women on top of him, beating him up. I don't know who raised this young man, but kudos and applause to you because you made sure that he understood the assignment. He got there. Now, when he got out, people were criticizing him because I'm not going to lie. Part of me expected him to jump out that water on some like Michael B. Jordan Killmonger type stuff and just get to slamming people. But y'all got to remember, swimming is a strenuous exercise. You don't get to just hit the water and just go through all those waves and then get up with 50 pounds worth of clothes on and you ready to, like, that man had to catch his wind, okay? So initially people thought he was just kind of like, what you go over there for, bro? But after them clothes dried a little bit, because I know Montgomery, Alabama is hot. After his clothes dried a little bit, his adrenaline got to pumping. Eventually we seen that young brother slamming and punching and handling his business. He just had to catch his wind. So all this is going on. We see a lot of commotion. Finally, the big boat gets on the platform. And let me tell you, it was about 15, 20 people with blue shirts on. This is the crew, okay? These are people that work here. They must have been on that water, amped up and ready to fight. Nuck if you buck. Because the moment that boat landed on that dock, they came running out, looking for whoever, wherever, however. And I must tell you, I'm just going to be honest with you. And I understand that this might be a sensitive subject for some people because, people be feeling some type of way when they see certain people or certain persuasions get knocked upside their head. But baby, at the end of the day, y'all started this, okay? This was completely unnecessary, completely avoidable. I don't know what y'all was thinking, okay? You have to be pretty damn privileged and entitled and oblivious to realize where you're at, which is in a predominantly black town, okay? Montgomery, Alabama is 62% black. You're the minority in this situation, and you're confident, comfortable, and brazen enough to jump on a black man in front of all these black people. Now, typically, and I hate to say it, but it's real, typically, black folks will sit by, he getting hurt. And let somebody get their ass beat, get killed. They just sit back like, ain't got nothing to do with me. So the fact that these black folk understood the assignment, older, younger, didn't matter. They saw something and they took action. It was three brothers. They got to skip. When black men get to running up on you skipping, that's not a happy skip. They're not coming there to play double dutch with you. They coming to lay you out, okay? And they ran up to the remaining people on that boat and they let them know, we saw what your people did. You might not be them. You might be with them. We don't care. We don't know. We don't care. You with them. You should have stopped them. So down, you with them too. So come on off this boat. And they handed their ass to them. I mean, baby. And you can't, like, normally we don't promote. If you're going to fight, okay, fight. we don't want to promote jumping people, but god damn it, it was like 5, 6 of them that jumped that black man. That's not no spring chicken. That's an old black man. So if that older black man could get jumped on, then all y'all could get jumped on too. Okay. The women understood the assignment. The older gentleman understood the assignment. The young gentleman understood the assignment. People was out there just doing it for the ancestors. Okay. I feel like that song, and I shared a video with that song playing, but now that I'm thinking about it, that song is so fitting because if somebody would have put that scene behind Sam Cooke's, it's been a long, long time coming. And I know a change gonna come. Baby, I felt the spirits of the ancestors rising up. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I heard, lift every voice and sing until earth and heaven. In Tony Braxton's voice, bitch. You hear me? I just felt all of it. Even Tina Turner's spirit rose, like, yes, rolling. It was just so amazing to just see it. And again, and nobody's promoting violence. It's not about promoting violence. What I am promoting is unity because I'm going to tell you, people are so bold with disrespecting, violating, murdering, mistreating Black people because they know that typically the remainder of us are going to say, that has nothing to do with me. I don't know them. I'm protecting me and my family. Unfortunately, we have gotten into this individualistic type of lifestyle and thinking where you hurt my brother. Oh, well, I don't know him. But in this case, they were their brother's keepers. They saw their brethren on the ground, and it was no longer a case of they ain't got nothing to do with me. It was like, oh, this what we doing? This what we doing? And they did what they needed to do. I saw one man fled. He left the women that was with him. This is the big bad one with the red shorts. When he got some real competition, he jumped in that water and swam away and left his girl, probably his mom and his sister, to fend for themselves. Okay. Some of them Black women was out there knucking if you're bucking, throwing people in the water. It was so just a beautiful thing. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for those people. I'm sorry that they had the audacity to do what they did because that was really stupid. Um, but I'm glad the people there understood the assignment. I'm glad to know that now people will think twice, 3 times, maybe 10 times before they violate someone that they think is by themselves. Maybe we won't see cops being so brazen to just put their knee on somebody's neck. Maybe we won't see people so brazen to walk down the street chasing a teenager because they think they're a suspect. Maybe 3 guys won't hop in a truck and follow a Black man just because he's walking through their neighborhood. Maybe they'll think twice. Maybe next time they see a hat flying in the air, they'll think, where that hat drops, more Negroes will come. And because of that, we're going to mind our business and leave this person alone. Because that's all we ask for. Please leave us alone. Leave us alone. If we barbecuing without a permit, okay, let the police deal with it. If we fishing and we may or may not live here, let the police deal with it. Don't come bothering us. Do you belong around here? Do you live around here? If you don't get your ass on. So I'm just so happy that a new precedent has been set. I hope that this continues. Not that violence continues. I'm not talking about violence, but I hope intervening when you see someone who looks like you in distress and they appear to be by themselves and to be overwhelmed by others, to just let them know they're not by themselves. I don't care if they African from Africa, from the Caribbean, or from Belize somewhere. If they share this melanin and they share in our injustice and the oppression that we experience, we got to rise up and stand together. And nobody's over here trying to start a revolution, but we at least got to have each other's back. And that's what I saw. That's what I saw in Montgomery. I saw people having each other's back. And I haven't spoken about the true hero of the day. Of course, you know, the guy who created the new black signal. the Aquaman 16-year-old who swam to the scene, the three jolly skippers who handled the people on the boat. But I have not mentioned the most important piece of the puzzle, and that is the white chair. Okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a white folding chair that appeared to come out of nowhere. And I happen to believe, because the name of the big boat was called the Harriet II, I personally believe that Harriet Tubman herself came down from heaven and handed that white folding chair to that older black man, because the way he was swinging that chair, hitting that man in his head, and eventually hitting that woman, that was 65, 70 years of microaggression. That was 65, 70 years of being asked, do you belong around here? This years of you not getting a job, years of you came by this house, years of everything. And this is Montgomery, Alabama. That black man that was swinging that chair done seen some things and felt some things and experienced some things, because the way he swung that chair for Martin Luther King, for Malcolm X, for Medgar Evers, for everybody, for Emmett Till. He did it for the ancestors, because my God, my God. Now, there are some people who say, okay, I get it. Y'all beat them up. It was necessary. They started it. But why are men hitting women? Now, I don't know about these women and who raised them and where they from, but I was told to stay out of men's business. Okay. If men are fighting, go back, call the popo, go get back on the boat, pray and wait for them to come back. But these women were in the midst of the fight. They were swinging and they were punching. It was actually one of the women that jumped the black man initially. They were in the fight. So, no, give your buck. I'm sorry. It would have been ideal if a woman would have came and hit her in the head with a chair, but it happened to be a guy. Should have stayed on the boat. Should have told her son, hey, let's not start a fight with a bunch of black people in a black town. But hey, what's done is done. Some people will go to jail, but I was so satisfied to see that in this case, this family was not able to play victim and point fingers. The cops were well aware of what happened and they were in cuffs too. We will see how everything play out, but one of the interesting things about this is this whole controversy around the song Try That in Small Town. Now, a lot of people feel like this song is racist, but there are a lot of people who feel like, no, this is just small town living. We look out for each other, right? That's the message that they say for it. But if you look at the video, it's images of Black Lives Matter protests, it's images of police brutality. You're basically saying, for the Black Lives Matter people who are fighting for justice, don't bring that protest around here, because if you do, you might get shot. That's what I got from it. Let me read a little bit of the lyrics to you. The song says, sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk. That's how the fight started. Carjacking old lady at a red light. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. Y'all think it's cool? Well, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop spitting his fight. Are cops not regular people? Because sometimes they might need to be cussed out. Stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Now, when I read these lyrics, I'm thinking about Trayvon Martin, who was in a small town trying to walk home with a hoodie on because it was raining, and he had some sweet tea and Skittles in his pocket. He just wanted to go back to his daddy house. But some wannabe cop followed him and stalked him and harassed him and picked a fight with him and then killed them. That should have been part of that song. Try to harass a kid just trying to walk home. Try that over here again. Where were the people in that small town to protect Trayvon Martin? What about Ahmaud Arbery, who was in a small town? Who he got curious. It was an empty house. Wasn't nothing in there for him to steal. He just wanted to see what a house looked like without all the insulation and walls. Where was the people in that small town to protect him? He lived like a mile and a half away. He might not have been directly from that block, but he was from that community. Where was that small town thinking that we'd take care of our own? Or did you just assume that he was one of them people there to carjack an old lady or pull a gun on a liquor store? Is that what you guys are thinking when you see black people in your community? When black man fishing problems, the guy on TikTok, when he's sitting there with a fishing rod in a lake trying to get some dinner for the night, and people harass him, is that what they're thinking, that he's there to carjack them? Because I'm trying to figure out, first of all, people aren't going to small towns to rob liquor stores and carjack old ladies. A lot of that stuff is inner city stuff. They're not going to send somebody Florida. They don't even know that town exists. What are you talking about? These are all just dog whistles. But my thing is, a lot of stuff happens in small towns, and a lot of it happens to Black people. Remember Ralph Yarl, the 16-year-old boy who was just trying to pick up his brothers, and he had the street wrong because it was the exact same address, but one was Terrace and one was Street or whatever it was. And all he did was knock on the door and got shot. Is that what y'all talking about? I'm just confused. Try to ring somebody's doorbell in a small town and be Black? Is that what they're really trying to say? Try to jog down the neighborhood and be Black? Try to walk down the neighborhood with a hoodie on and be Black? Because that's really that's the type of stuff that happens in a small town. But you're not mentioning those things. You're not condemning the people that's in those small towns, assuming the worst about people of color and that's gunning them down and killing them unjustly. You're not talking about them people, but you got all of these stereotypes and racist tropes that you're using to try to instill fear in people. So I don't know, Jason Aldean. The song seems pretty racist if you ask me, especially when you put images of Black Lives Matters protests while conveniently ignoring why they were out there protesting to begin with. They were protesting because a man was killed with a knee on his neck. They was protesting because a man was killed for just walking down, jogging down the street, minding his business. They was out there because Breonna Taylor's house was shot up, looking for somebody that they already had in custody. Ignore all that, because that's just policing in America, but they still shouldn't be tearing stuff down. It's stuff. These are lives that were taken. I think the lives are more important, Jason. Anyway, I don't promote violence. I'll take a sip of that. And I don't promote racism. I don't promote anything negative or wish anything bad on anybody. But we live in a very race focused society where pretty much every race or ethnic group sticks together. But unfortunately for my people, and it's not our fault, they separated us intentionally so that we won't see the familial connection with one another and support each other. This is something that happened over hundreds of years. Disconnect them, break them up, teach them to fear each other and not trust each other. So us not supporting each other wasn't our fault. It was by design, right? And because of that, we would always turn a blind eye. Well, guess what? People don't need you to teach them or tell them about who they should and shouldn't trust. They have life experiences. They have this thing called social media. They have this thing where they can connect with people and realize, hey, we have way more in common than we're different. And because we're in a society where we all we got, at some point, these people who you have intentionally separated are going to be reminded, wait, no, that's my sister, that's my brother, and they going to stand up together. And I hope it happens every time. Whenever there's a Black person in a beauty supply store being walked around and chased and somebody assuming they're stealing, I hope another Black person calls it out. Hey, why are you following them? Did they steal anything or you just suspect it? Let's go, sis. Anytime we see a Black person being mistreated at a grocery store, at a job, or anywhere, speak up. That's your brother, that's your sister. I hope it's more of that. Because when they realize that we look out for our own and we support each other, nobody will take that chance those men took on that dock and hit that elder Black man. They wouldn't have did that. So they would have thought, this ain't safe. There's too many of them around here. Maybe this isn't a good idea, guys. And they would have went on about their business. And they would have moved their platoon boat. And none of this would have happened. But it needed to happen. And it is funny. Whether you think it's funny or not, it's funny. Okay? It's funny. Because if a bully gets bullied, we all cheer for that. You start something, count on someone else to finish it. For every action is an equal and opposite reaction. That was a reaction. All those blue shirted black folks, all those people that decided not to stand on the sidelines but got into it, that was their reaction. They were triggered seeing a black elder man get jumped, and they jumped into the action for their reaction. And you get what you get, and you don't have a fit. All right, y'all. I'm not gonna go into a slew of topics. I'm trying to keep the video short. This is probably still long because I'm a little bit long-winded, but I am curious. Please drop a comment. Please like, comment, subscribe. But let me know what you guys think. I know that some people are upset about it because let's just be real. Some people, we still live in America where people have different viewpoints, and there are people that feels like two wrongs don't make a right. I don't know. I think jumping somebody for doing their job is pretty damn wrong. And I think anything that happens as a response is not an extra wrong. That's just that's just a way to make that wrong right. Like, but you feel how you feel. But I just want to know how you guys think. And also, look, I went viral, y'all. I went viral. I don't know if that's a good thing because TikTok, I don't think they pay you no money for it. But my TikTok was TikToking today. I made a little video trying to explain to people why we were happy because you don't want it to be misconstrued that we just happy to see people getting their head, we we not out here just promoting violence like that. We just promoting unity. But I just said how I felt about it. And woke up this morning, trying to see where I'm at right now. Woke up this morning to almost 100,000 views and a few thousand likes. And I said, oh, I think I done went viral. And then right now we have 487.8 thousand views. I'm at 21,000 likes and almost 1,000 comments. I mean, it don't make me famous or nothing, but it felt good to go viral. I don't know what viral means on TikTok, but I appreciate it. So this is a hot topic right now. I'm sure it'll die down, but always remember, like, we all we got. You know what I'm saying? It's not even just about a black thing. Like, you see somebody in trouble, you see them by themselves, let them know you're not by yourself. We here for you. You see somebody being mistreated, step up for them. But we always did that as black people. We just never did that for each other. So I'm glad to see we doing it for each other now. And we should always look out for people and always make sure that they're okay. And I just want to know how you feel about it. So thank y'all so much for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will chat with you guys later. Bye.